Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. You know what? I just remembered there's probably not a Cars and Coffee this Saturday. Because it's every other Saturday, that's right. God. What I was going to say is that we're on our way to Cars and Coffee to, see what's up. But now I'm thinking there might not be one. Well, we're almost there, so we're about to find out. Nope, there's no Cars and Coffee. That's how much of a car guy I am. Completely got the Saturdays mixed up here. So whenever there actually is a Cars and Coffee, I mean, there is a lot of different type of vehicles here, not really Nissan Armadas and stuff like that. Okay, so obviously I left Cars and Coffee since there was no Cars and Coffee, and something just happened. I don't know if my dash cam would have picked this up here, but I was about to enter the Fort Pitt Tunnel, and a bird came flying right in front of me, and I know I hit it, the front end of my car, and I'm not able to stop yet, so I can't check it out. But as soon as I can here, we're going to. And I love animals, no matter what type of animal they are, and but stuff like this, you can't really help it. I honestly don't know if a bird is stuck in like my front grille, or even if my front grille is now destroyed. I don't know, but we'll see. All right, so I just pulled in the driveway here. Let's go see the damage. So yeah, the bird obviously hit right here. I thought the bird hit, well, it did, because you can see right here. It hit the grill and then flew on top of the actual hood. So yeah, I mean, the only damage really is the poor bird. I honestly didn't see that it went on top of the hood like that. But I'm gonna have to say I'm glad that my grill is not ruined, or I was actually worried about this part, the mesh part, that there was a crack in there, but it's not. So unfortunately, I'm pretty sure the bird didn't make it. I didn't see where it landed or anything like that. By now you guys have seen the dash cam footage, or not seen it, depending on if my dash cam caught it. But I'm gonna go check it out myself. And as you could see by the little note that I put in the beginning of the video, there was no dash cam footage. That Volvo dash cam that I'm using, I like it, it's good, but sometimes it just acts kind of weird. The car was sitting right here in the driveway where the truck is right now, and I had it running for a few minutes before I left for Cars and Coffee, although there was no Cars and Coffee. And for some reason, right when I pull out of my driveway, that's when it stopped filming, and I don't know why that is. It didn't film any of the drive to Warrendale or anything like that. So that's why I didn't get the bird hitting the front end of my car. But I guess I can say I'm glad that the car is wrapped. The only thing we have here is whatever residue from the poor little bird. It's not blood, but whatever it is, I have to wipe that off. But enough about that. We actually have some pretty good news that we're going to talk about right now. A question that I get all the time still, and I've covered this in a few videos as the best that I could, is what's going on with my old C63? Does the same guy still have it? Is it sold? Do you know who owns it? And so on. Are you going to meet up with the new owner? That kind of thing. And I'm happy to say that I recently got a DM on Instagram from a gentleman that is the new owner of my first C63. Now, this guy didn't know anything about me or my channel or the history of the car. The history that I had with the car, that is, and it being on the channel. But one of his friends happened to be, I guess, one of my subscribers, and he let the new owner know who previously had the car. So that's why he contacted me. So the initial guy that got it after it had been at the auction was Ivan, and I made a video about when he actually contacted me. Now, he had the car now for, I don't know, it's at least 6 months. Completely, restored the engine and everything. It's running apparently just fine. He put about 1,000 miles on it, had a blast with it. But he is a used car dealer, so he has now sold it to the new owner. And the new owner has not yet seen the car because he is out of the country, and he will be out of the country for, to my understanding, about 2 more months. And he lives in Florida. So long story short, we have, chatted quickly, just, by text. And we will be meeting up at some point. So I can gladly announce, finally, because it's been kind of back and forth regarding what's going on with the car. I mean, I haven't had much information either, and of course you guys haven't either. It was actually you guys who first let me know that the car was up for sale on eBay. I didn't know that until I started getting a bunch of messages with a picture of the car, and I confirmed the VIN number that it actually is my car. So it was for sale, and it has now been sold, and gladly, I guess because of the power of the internet, the guy has contacted me, so it is absolutely awesome. And one thing that he did tell me is that it is currently being tuned. So it's also going to have about 600 horsepower. So who knows what happens in the future. The thing is, since he lives in Florida and it's not just, a 5-minute drive or an hour drive to, a nearby city, it's a little more of a hassle to meet up. But we're going to have to figure something out this year, because that's going to be a lot of fun. I have to see that car. I have history with it, of course. You guys know that. And I still have somewhat of an emotional bond to the first C63. I mean, it was the car that I ordered, spec'd it just the way I wanted. And to me, that was a supercar. I've never had a car like that before, I actually took delivery of the first AMG. And yes, I know it's not a typical supercar, but to me it was. But I wanted to let everyone know that that's the information that I have currently. I understood that the car had been sold, but I didn't know to who it had been sold. And I didn't know if the person that bought the car, if they even knew about my channel or me, would they even want to contact me? You know what I'm saying? Not everyone wants to be on camera and that kind of thing. And people are a lot more private, and that is fully understandable. I mean, I have a YouTube channel and I put a lot of my life out there on the internet, but I don't think a lot of people understand that I am a pretty private person. There are, a few things that I choose to share with you guys. Most of it is, of course, automotive with, the vehicles here and doing some car reviews and that kind of thing. But, a lot of my private life, I do try to keep it somewhat private, So what I'm trying to say is I understand that not everyone wants to be on camera and, exploited on the internet and that kind of thing. But I'm glad that the new owner did contact me. Who knows, maybe he doesn't want to be on camera, but he's willing to meet up at least, and I could film the car and that kind of thing. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys have any suggestions of what you would like to see, in a video like that, except for, an actual camera on the car and we see it again on the channel, give me some ideas of content you guys would like to see in a video like that. Now, the second thing that I thought I should touch on, because it's something that I've gotten many questions about as well. I get messages about it pretty much daily, and that is their decision to pretty much can all their cars. They're only going to have, to my understanding, trucks and SUVs. They're going to keep the Mustang, but Fiestas, Ford Focuses, Ford Fusions, Ford Tauruses, they're all going to be gone. They're still going to have the commercial vehicles like the big transit vans and that kind of thing. And when I first heard about this, I mean, it was kind of weird. I've always liked their cars, as you guys know. I had a Ford Fusion myself. The Ford Taurus is a great full-size sedan. I mean, it looks very old now. It's been around for a while, and they haven't really refreshed that in a long time. So I was kind of starting to wonder, like, well, what are they doing with that specific model? I never really thought that they were just going to stop producing their, cars, sedans, the Fiesta, Focus, Fusion, Taurus, and all that. But then another part of me can kind of understand why they're doing it. Ford hasn't been the top selling brand in America when it comes to mid-size sedans and even, the compact cars and the full-size sedans. That's pretty much, Nissan and Honda and Toyota with their Camry, the Altima, the Maxima, and then the Accord, of course. They're the ones just killing the market when it comes to sedans. And that's also something that I've felt is kind of odd, because the Fusion, if you look at the mid-size segment, is one of the few that come available in all-wheel drive. The Accord does not, the Altima does not, the Camry does not, the Chrysler 200 used to, but that car is no longer around. So of course you still have like a Subaru Legacy if we're talking about, you know, cars in the same price range, around, you know, from 25 up to like $45,000. If you want to start spending more money than that, of course you can find a bunch of other ones that come in all-wheel drive. But yeah, so to answer that question, yeah, of course it's odd that they're just going to stop making cars and just stick to trucks and SUVs basically. But another thing to think about is that that's where Ford is strong. F-150 is, you know, everyone knows, whether you like to agree on that or not, it's the top selling vehicle in America 40 years straight. So of course they probably want to put more of their focus and energy into what they know is working for them. And then if we look at the SUV side, the Ford Explorer has been the highest selling SUV in the country for it's over 25 years. So they have a very strong market when it comes to SUVs. The Ford Escape is always competing with the Honda CR-V for the most sold in its class. And then, you know, we have the Ford Edge, the Ford Expedition, and now also the Ford EcoSport. So they're probably thinking, well, the EcoSport can just replace the buyers who wanted to get, you know, like a Ford Focus or something like that. We'll just give them something that's a little bigger. Same gas mileage type thing. That's, I guess, how they're reasoning. It still doesn't make complete sense to me, but that is what they're choosing to do. And I'm sure they somewhat know what they're doing. But, you know, it'll be sad. Maybe, you know, I'll have to pick up a Fusion again or something before it really comes off the market, because I really like that car. That's a great mid-size sedan. And like you guys know, I wanted all-wheel drive in my daily driver, and that's why I got a Fusion. So that's kind of my take on that whole situation. Today we have a rainy and very boring day here. Yesterday was a pretty busy day for me. I kind of stopped filming after this whole bird smashing incident and did a bunch of stuff around the house and that kind of thing. So in today's video, you know, we're not really out doing a bunch of stuff here, but at least I covered some topics that I get a lot of questions about. And my previous C63 is the #1 question I get all the time. You know, everyone wants to see a video on that car again, and specifically next to the new one. So I hope you guys are excited about that. A video will be coming. I don't know exactly when. It's probably going to take several months for that to happen. So I'm not saying that next week we'll have a video on the old C63, but it's coming. So be excited about that. And since all I've done in this video is talk and talk and talk, I think we're gonna end it on that note. I do hope you guys enjoy this upload, even though it wasn't much action. Next week will be as I've said many times here, returning the F-150, and we got to start thinking about a third vehicle. So I have some pretty big decisions to make next week here. Stay tuned for that. But if you're stopping by this channel for the first time and you haven't already and you want to, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.